Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Mike. I just had a really profound thought about what this even is. This Roland Fantom 08. It's been a year since I've had it now, and there's really three things that it is that nobody really discusses. Okay, it's a recording studio, it's a DJ set, and a radio station or a podcast station. It's three things in one, and I think that people need to consider that a little bit more. There's a lot of products available today for like podcasting and recording and stuff, and like the whole reason you're even hearing me right now is because of the Phantom. You know, I think that's absolutely remarkable. I've been able to streamline my entire setup with just this one keyboard, um, and I think that that's like a really good reason for anyone to still buy this thing. I don't think there's anything out there other than maybe like the push controllers and stuff, but even those, I mean, they do not have the key bed. This touch screen here that integrates with Ableton Live, and you can actually touch it and trigger samples that way and trigger clips this way. You can flip it over to and do your record enable and stuff. I mean, it's phenomenal. Having a tool like the Fantom with the zone selecting, and then being able to select the record enable on the fly and be recording on the fly, like constantly live looping, it's amazing. And I really think that you need to, if you're going to think about buying this, most people are going to want to broadcast what they do with this. And like when I first started recording and not recording, but making these videos for you guys, I was just using my phone. Like this thing has taught me so much about how to broadcast and how to live loop and how to remix. The sample pads, the sample pads this thing has on it are incredible. You can load up entire songs, acapellas, excerpts from movies, shit like that, like speeches. It's amazing. You can do it all on one thing, and the thing that's so cool to me about it is that you can trigger it live. You can trigger it all live. You can set it up properly, and you can, perform on the fly, and you don't even really need to have anything figured out or anything. You can just experiment with it, and it sounds so incredible. I just wanted to give you guys like an update because I know that when I made this video last year, it was in this room, but it was all, everything was all over the place, and it wasn't everything wasn't set up yet. But now we got the lights and we got the keyboards all set up and the microphones here now. But that's the main point I wanted to make, guys. This thing isn't just a keyboard; it's a radio station. It's a broadcast. I guess that's the same thing, like a broadcast system through the video. It's a recording studio, and it's just a DJ set. It's very, very, very powerful. And although it's been a year and I've learned a lot, there's still things that I need to know about it. There's still setups that I need to achieve that will completely map the Phantom to the thing, to whatever thing I decide to do. Sometimes I live stream and stuff, so I have an Ableton setup for that now. I have a default live template for that. I set up one of the scenes in the Phantom to always be a stream setup, so I know exactly where all the instruments are and where the MIDI channels are and stuff on my zones. That's been instrumental. Just setting up your live set to integrate with the Phantom is a huge milestone to achieve, because once you have that set up, you can start making content, you can make records, you can do live performances. There's a bunch of people that I watch on YouTube and stuff, and they're using like 20 different fucking things to trigger all their synthesizers and stuff. They're doing, one guy has like 400 keyboards. I think his name is Kibu. He's awesome, and he's incredible. And there's another guy named Younger. He does the live stuff too. I've been learning a lot from both of those guys in terms of how to do the live performance aspect. But they have a million keyboards. I could never see myself doing that. It's all right here, That's amazing to me. And even Kibu demonstrated this. He said that he was going to make a beat just with the Roland Fantom. but he had everything piped in, all his keyboards piped in through MIDI through his Phantom, and that was basically a huge, like, I don't know how to say this, like a huge turning point in my mind for me. I was like, wow, this thing really can do it all. It can accommodate everything. And like, that's why you would buy a thing like this, guys, and not like a push controller, because this is like, the Roland Fantom, in my opinion, is the first time there's ever been a keybed and Ableton integration via a touchscreen ever made. It's the first of its kind ever. And that relationship right there is really powerful. You can't even imagine how powerful that is. I mean, having this on my screen right here, I know you guys probably can't see that because the screen is blurring it out or whatever, but you have the ability to change from the mixer to the what do they call it, arrangement view, where you have the clips. Oh man, guys, triggering it that way is just like having a push controller. It's not as accurate as having a push controller with a tactile feel, but it's still enough. It's still enough, and it's amazing. Having that ability is amazing, and you don't really understand how amazing it is until you're using Ableton with the Fantom. I have a feeling that there's a lot of people out there who are not using the Ableton integration properly, or at least at all. Some of you guys, most of you guys, I've noticed from my videos, you guys are mostly interested in what you can do only on the Fantom. I think that's a mistake. You need to integrate it into Ableton. It is very powerful. You cannot even imagine how powerful this thing is until you integrate it and start to realize, wow, I can combine MIDI, I can combine audio, I can put my audio into Ableton and affect it with effects, I've loved it. One of the first things that I did with this thing after I got the bug out or whatever of like, how do you say this? Like I played with the Fantom for a long time, just the Fantom without plugging into the computer. But one of the first things you want to do when you do get your Fantom in with a USB cable and all that, you definitely want to put it into the computer, and you want to map all of your faders and your knobs to whatever thing that you think you're going to use the most. Like for me, I'm using the faders here to do the volumes in Ableton, and then the knobs, the corresponding knobs, I have them assigned to the reverb sends, because I'm making dance music a lot, and like I want the reverb sends on every part if possible, so that I can dip them in and out live. It's so amazing, guys. I hate using plugins. I hate using a DAW in general, but this system makes the DAW almost invisible. It makes it so that you can actually be a team with the technology. And I've never had that experience before. It's always been a fight. When I had an interface and my microphone and all that shit like that, and the plugins and stuff, something always crashes, something always fucking takes a shit on you. And this has never, I've never turned this thing off. It's been a year. It's been on for a year. My Moog has been on for a year. Never any hiccups, never any crashes. Everything, molds perfectly to the DAW the way I have it set up. It's seamless. How many times in life do musicians ever say that their music making experience is seamless? That's why I bought the Fantom, and a year later, it's only gotten better. It's really only gotten better. There's 3 main points that I discussed in the beginning of the video that I think that people really need to consider when they buy any piece of gear from here on out. Will this thing that I buy do all the things that are necessary to do on social media today? That's the key. And this thing does it with the pads, the touchscreen, and the keybed. There's nothing else like it, guys. I know that they do manufacture other keyboards that are similar to this, but in my experience, nothing comes close to a Roland brand product. Nothing. I know that the Akai makes one like this too, and they have a touchscreen associated, and maybe they have some integration and stuff. And if I use that, maybe I'd like that too. But this is what I bought first. I believe it was the first ever And that's why I bought it. You know, when I saw it, I was like, that's it. I knew it. Because in my brain, I was like, I need to be able to broadcast my stuff. I need to be able to teach people online via the screens and stuff. And I need to be able to make music the way I want to make music. I need to be able to sample my own voice and sample other people's voices and record it and stuff. And it's done all of that seamlessly. By the way, I've done all of that stuff the whole time on nothing but Ableton Live Lite. 8 tracks of audio and MIDI. That's it. Everything that you've heard come out of my studio, video-wise and music-wise and stuff, have only been 8 tracks of audio. Now, maybe some of you can tell because you guys are really, really talented and stuff. But to me and my ears, it sounds fucking amazing. And it's on a free damn platform. So it really goes to show how powerful this board is. And if you're considering buying one, I would absolutely recommend it. It's amazing, bar none. Till next time, guys.